Okay. Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Marsha Familaro Enright. And I'm so happy that she said yes to our interview. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm very grateful to be able to be here.
Thank you so much. And I would like to introduce you to the audience. Of course, you are an education entrepreneur and founder of Reliance College, a great books, library, arts institution focused on cultivating independent thinkers and self reliant leaders. Through your seminars, writings, and your book, Teaching Freedom, you champions educational freedom rooted in classical liberal principles and Montessori inspired methods. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast. Wow, I'm inspired already. Marsha Familaro Enright.
Thank you so much for that
That's okay.
introduction.
Okay, this is you. And my first question is what inspired you to create Reliance College and how does it differ from traditional liberal arts institutions?
What inspired me was two things. One was the experience of children in the Montessori school that I had founded in 1990, and that goes up to the age of 15, and the fact that I could see how the colleges were deteriorating both in their content and their methods over the last 30 years. And I didn't think that they were preparing people to live in a free society.
Wow, what a great answer. Yes, free society, free thinkers as well. Let's have a look at my second question. How do the Great Connection seminars help students become more independent and purpose driven?
Okay, so the Great Connection Seminar is a week-long program that I've been running in the summer since 2009. It's a kind of compressed version of the Reliance College program. And between the kinds of methods that we use in the classroom and the connections that we help the students make between ideas and what's going on in their life and in the world, the way that we help them learn how to be able to judge anything for themselves without an authority, and the inspiration for them to be self disciplined and self motivated, which happens over the week that we have the program. All these things add up to helping them become a lot more self reliant and self confident.
Hmm, I see. Do they do this before before entering the college or after? No, not after. I mean in between.
Well, let me make something clear. The
Mm.
college is going to open in 2026. So it's not open yet. So this is a program that we've been running for 15 years. And anyone who wants to enter Reliance College will have to go to probably a short version of this, not the week-long version, but maybe a 3 or 4 day version, so that they can try us out and we can try them out.
Oh, I love that idea. So it's about empowering, and you talked about self-discipline, self-confidence, I assume
Yeah,
as well, and self-reliance. Yes.
that's
Wow.
right. That's right. I put everything I knew about optimal education into the Great Connections program. But from the first week that I ever ran it, even I was surprised at the outcome because about 75% of the students said to me, "I my life is transformed because now I can judge anything for myself." And they you would just see their growing confidence over the week. They became energized, excited. They loved the program. They would interact with each other fabulously and become friends. And many of them are still friends to this day. And the oldest ones are in their 30s now.
Wow, I love that. It's in the name. Great connections. You
Right.
you build powerful
That's
connections
right.
throughout this
Yeah,
week.
exactly. Well, we want connections between people. We want connections between ideas. We always have readings that are across the domains of knowledge. So maybe something in physics and something in poetry and something in history and something in economics. And it's the students. I put together the program in a way that there are connections between these things, but we leave it to the students to figure that out. It's part of their cognitive training. So, and then connections between what we learn in the classroom and what's going on in the world. For example, if you accept a certain idea, what would it do to your life? How would it cause you to change the way you're living?
Wow, what a great question.
Mhm.
What would this do to your life? And would it still be valid in 5 years from now, or are you
That's
still
right.
thinking that way? Is
That's
it
right.
serving you?
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, but especially get to get the skill of figuring out how abstract ideas affect the particular way that you act and you think, so that you can be in charge. Do I agree with that or not? Do I want to be able to think like that, or do I want to be able to act like that or not? Will it do me good or will it do me harm? To be aware of that and then in charge of your own what's going on in your own mind.
Yes, you say in charge. Is it like being responsible?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Yes,
Mm.
that's part of it. But a lot of people don't they accept the ideas that that are around them, what they grew up with, what other people think, what's popular, and they don't really know how to analyze them and say, where does that idea come from? What does that lead me to do? What is it? What is it causing to happen in the world? Is it something that I want to happen in the world? And so one of the things we do is train people to be able to do that. We help them learn how to read deeply and figure out for themselves, for example, what an author is saying. So the teachers at our program do not tell the students an analysis of what we're studying. The teachers guide them to figure that out themselves.
Oh, I love that. So what do I do when I when I want to attend the Great Connection Week?
Oh, well, you go to our website,
Yeah.
reliancecollege.org, and there's a drop-down menu where you can look for the Great Connections and apply for that. It's for students ages 16 to 24 for the
Mhm.
summer. We also, on and off, we do offer long weekend programs for all ages. And we've gone on 3 overseas trips together with people of all ages. Usually with a theme. For example, the first one was the life of ancient Greece, and we will go to the places where famous authors lived and worked, and read their material and discuss it, and then also see where they were from, learn the history of it, um, go to the beach, go out to eat. All the do tourist sightseeing, all the things that you normally do on vacation, but with the added element of learning about the authors that we read. So we did that for Greece. We did it on the ancient Roman Republic. In Greece, we went all over Greece, and we went to the island of Lesbos too. And then we also in Sicily, because that was a Greek colony where Archimedes lived. And then for Rome, we went all over Italy. And in 2 years ago, we went to France and did Enlightenment and Revolutionary France. So
I
yeah,
love
we
that.
don't.
Now I'm speechless.
Oh, I was going to say I don't have anything planned right now because I've been really busy with trying to get all the elements together to get the college open by 26. But I'm hoping that once we get that rolling, then we'll have another overseas trip. So
Oh, I love that. Let me know if you ever come to Portugal. I'm in Portugal right now, Lisbon, and
very
I,
good.
I come from Germany.
Oh,
So yeah, I love traveling as well. And I wanted to add, when you do the overseas trips, let's say, it is like entering into the spirit of the author, of the people who live there.
that's right. That's exactly right. Yes. Yeah. You get a depth of understanding about what the world was like at the time by doing this, by going to these places and reading the history. And usually we read a book or part of a book by Will Durant, who was a very famous historian in the 20th century. And he has books on all kinds of different cultures. They're integrated history, which means that you don't just get a series of dates, but you get everything is integrated so that you understand what's happening in the everyday culture, you understand what's happening in the military, what's happening in politics, art, every part of the culture that we're studying. So
Oh, I
anyway,
love that.
yeah, thank you.
Oh,
We also, when we open Reliance College, not the first year, but we're hoping the second or third year, we will open a continuing education program for older working and retired adults because we think they would enjoy what we're doing too. We usually do our readings, they're usually drawn from what's called the great books, which are the classics. And the reason is because these are the most influential and often greatest writers in history. And everyone today is, the world today is shaped by these writers, and everyone is influenced by their ideas, whether they know it or not. So they're really great to study.
yes, I totally agree. And I'm curious about what's coming next for you, from you. My next question is, in your view, what's the biggest misconception about education in today's society?
The biggest misconception is something that I think is very widespread, and it's embedded in traditional education. And that's that's the idea that the student needs to be stuffed with knowledge from the teacher authorities and not inspired to learn for themselves what's important and figure it out for themselves. In the Montessori programs, I don't know how much your audience knows about Montessori schools, but the children are very individually um, working, and the way the classroom is set up. See, one of the things I'm doing that's bringing the Montessori method up to the college level is I'm considering every aspect of the learning environment, the physical, the psychological, the social, the academic, because it's very important in terms of how motivating you can make the environment for the student that's learning. You want the student to be naturally interested in the material that you're putting in front of them, so that they will be inspired to learn. And that's what happens in Montessori schools. The children end up becoming self-disciplined because they love to do the work there. They are collaborate with each other. They don't have to. They're each learning at their own pace. So it's quite an inspiring environment. It's quite different than traditional school. And just to give you an example, so the school that I founded, Council Oak Montessori School, in 1990, it serves children from 3 years old to 15. I got many letters over the years from parents telling me that their child loved school so much that when she was sick, she would lie to the parents so she wouldn't miss school.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So it's great.
Yes.
If
Hmm?
you ever get a chance to go to observe at a Montessori school, they welcome visitors. You'll see they're just very busily working and talking to each other and just having a great time learning.
Yes, that's so great. And what you mentioned between the lines is something like self-discipline automatically happens when you put the students in the right environment.
That's right. That's right.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you so much. And you said also, and I'm glad you said this, that how did you say this? You transfer the Montessori concept to college level. You said
That's right.
this.
So I took the principles of the Montessori method and I applied it so to that level of development, the young adult. What does the young adult need in their development to help them become a fully functioning and happy individual and successful in their work?
Mhm. That's what you did, and there's so much more to come. I have another question for you. How
Sure.
can families reclaim greater control and responsibility over their children's education?
Well, I think families have to be very aware of what their children are being shown if they go to public school or even to any kind of private school, be involved in what's happening and um, be aware and then make choices if they can about where their child is going or what they're learning.
Yes, that's so true. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, we get to choose. This is the name of the podcast, Inspired Choice. I love that so much. I'm inspired by your work already. And of course, I have another question. How about your own coaches and mentors? Do you have coaches and mentors? And who is the best coach you ever had?
You mean a coach for myself?
Yes, for yourself,
Oh.
coaches and mentors. Mhm.
Hmm. Um, Probably my husband.
I love that.
Yes, he's always been tremendously supportive. I could talk to him about anything. He has a wonderful mind and a very creative approach to things.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, I'm inspired because this is a question I ask every guest, and the answers are so different. And I learned so much.
Mhm.
Some
Yeah.
people say they don't have coaches at all, and then we can also be inspired by books. And you said because your concept is that we are inspired by ourselves as well, or the student that
Mhm.
he analyzes for himself and not he's not accepting necessarily the opinion or the what the teacher is telling, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes. Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I was very inspired by Maria Montessori, the founder of the Montessori method. And the other thinker I was very inspired by is Ayn Rand.
Mhm. There's the
People,
book or several books I I
yeah,
remember. Yes, thank you for mentioning. I think you
yeah.
are the
People,
those.
people really misunderstand her. Many people really misunderstand her, but she's actually presents a view of life that's to me very inspiring, of living your best life, of being productive, of having great relationships with other people where you're sharing values and basing your thinking on thinking very clearly.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Yes. And my last question for today is about your goals and intentions. Do you set goals for yourself? We know your project now for next year. And yeah, what is one of the next projects?
Oh, well, the opening this college is going to have a whole series of goals involved in doing it, so um, th- they'll be on my mind for a long time. I also separately have been writing on philosophy of biology, and I published a paper a couple of years ago on a naturalistic explanation of how life works. So I would like to be able to so after I get the college going, or maybe during the same time, I would like to be able to um, do more work on that and engage other people in the discussion about it.
Oh, yes, I love to keep the discussion alive, and we can do this again one year from now, maybe, and see where we are at, where you are with your college. And please reach out to Marsha. She's amazing. Yes, and I put all the links in the show notes, of course. Thank you so much for our interview. Now it's time for your thoughts to the audience, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear exactly what you said.
Mhm. Your final thoughts to the
Oh, my
audience,
final
please.
thoughts. Sorry, my
Mhm.
final thoughts. Um, uh, well, I hope that they enjoyed what I had to say, that they take charge of their own lives, and they get an inspiration from the great books.
Thank you so much. I'm inspired now. Yes, and of course, I see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much, Caroline.